Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Well, with Easter just around the corner, it's timely that we're chatting to our next guest. George Xanthis is back for Season 5 of The Chosen Last Supper. This is the first multi-series about the life of Christ. This is the highest crowd-funded TV series or film project of all time. George, hi.
Here he is.
G'day, guys. I'm a big fan of the show, by the way. Thanks so much for having me on.
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so flattered. Yeah. Flattered that George likes us, but also John the Baptist
John the
likes
Baptist.
us.
And you know that you're Greek Orthodox.
Yes.
But John the Baptist, he exists in the Greek Orthodox Church as well. He's all part of that,
Well,
isn't
I
he?
tell you what, this is actually really serendipitous. I thought I was John the Baptist as well. I'm actually John the Apostle in the show. So I thought I did land the role when I got the role of The Chosen right at the start, 8 years ago. Been on the show since the start. I thought I was John the Baptist. And in the Greek Orthodox Church, they used to have the pictures of him with his head on
a plate, on
a
silver plate.
And I was like, oh no, my character dies like straight away. And I was like super depressed. They're like, no, John the Gospel writer. And I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was a disciple. So I was pleasantly surprised to find that my character lives on to old age.
So, excuse my ignorance, John is it as in one of the books of the Bible?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matthew, Mark, Luke and John.
That's the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so how did this come about? You're an Australian. You were living in LA at the time.
Yes. I was in LA and it was just basically an ordinary audition. You get it in your email inbox and I just went and auditioned. I auditioned for a character named Simon. And this is one of the strengths of the show actually is that I didn't know it was biblical. It was basically the show of these, beleaguered Israelites in first century Galilee. And there was a fisherman and a tax collector, and I just went for the role of a fisherman. And after a few auditions, I landed the role of John the Apostle, who was a fisherman originally.
Have you learnt more about that part of history or your spirituality? How has being part of this role changed you?
Well, definitely, because I grew up Greek Orthodox, I wasn't necessarily, I don't know, it's hard for a 6-year-old to listen to, sermons in church. I don't think I really understood the stories as much. But with The Chosen, because the show is from the perspective of all of the chosen, from the disciples, from Mary Magdalene, even from like the Pharisees and the Romans. So we get a really in-depth view of what life was like in first century Galilee. And when you do, what it does, we always say it brings the characters off the stained glass windows. Mm-hmm. And so you get to hear what this rabbi was like first person. And so when Jesus is teaching a message in the show, there's a lot of context to it. So I am learning more about what that individual said in that point in time.
Yeah. Being Greek Orthodox, recently my grandson was christened in a Greek Orthodox church. I'd never been in one before. Yeah. And my daughter first said to me, she's 28, she looked at me and she said, do these guys, they support Jesus as well? They're on the same side.
She's not the mother of the baby.
The guy on the cross, sweet pea, yeah, that's the same Jesus. Yeah. But I was quite taken with how they christen the baby. They strip him naked and then dunk him in the cauldron, in the big thing of water, everything.
Oh, yeah. Well, so the Greek Orthodox priest that married my parents also baptized me. So they did that whole thing with me, dunking me in the water. But then he also married my wife and I actually asked him about, my character. So it kind of did come full circle.
Wow.
It's definitely a really beautiful cultural tradition, Greek Orthodoxy. And I'm really proud to have been brought up Greek Orthodox. For sure, and it's beautiful. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah,
that was good. It was good, and also we don't have any sort of ethnicity in our family, so now we've got a bit of Greek in there. So
great.
I can moussaka, all that stuff.
Yeah, bit of perfection.
With the story, we're up to season 5. Mm-hmm. I mean, we know where we're heading.
Yeah.
How far into the story are you?
So, we've shot seasons 1 and 4 already, and season 5 begins with Jesus on the donkey. So that's Holy Week. So that's Palm Sunday for those who aren't aware of how the story goes. And so season 5 covers the events of Holy Week. And, in the Bible, it's probably a few kind of key moments, but our show has the ability to kind of see in 7 episodes, we're able to see 7 to 8 episodes, we're able to see every single moment that occurred in Jesus' life in that week, and it ends with him getting arrested. And we know what happens after he's arrested. He's eventually put on the cross. So that's where our series ends.
Where's John in all of this? When, so Judas betrays Jesus. Yeah. Peter also denies that he knows him.
John's down the shop.
Well, what is John doing while this is all going on?
Well, John, it's so funny because, John is he's known as the beloved disciple because he never left Jesus' side. So John was actually the only disciple at the crucifixion. All the other disciples had kind of scattered away. But John was actually originally known as one of the sons of thunder. So he was actually, before he was this kind of saintly person, he was quite an abrasive and passionate individual, let's just say. So John is by Jesus' side, but he's kind of acting like a bodyguard. He's like, don't touch my rabbi. He's like really, really passionate about his rabbi. Yeah.
Well, at least you know that you're there right at the end. As an actor, hey, you've got to roll right to the end.
Poor old Jesus is on the cross and you're going, hey, look at me. How am I going here?
More days on the call sheet. That's pretty good for me as an actor.
Better than having your head on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Well, this is great, George. It's so great to have you in the studio. The Chosen Last Supper is in cinemas now, or catch seasons 1 through 4 on Prime. It's so great to see you, George.
No, thanks so much for having me. And we're in cinemas right now. Right. And we're in there for a week. And we actually opened at number 4 in Australia and number 2 in New Zealand.
That is massive.
Our pre-sales are off the hook. So, it's doing super well in cinemas. And, thanks, guys, for having me because, the show's really blowing up. And, I'm really proud to be an Aussie on the show.
Do yourself a favour this Easter. Thank you, George.
Thank you.